Lauderdale and normally Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but live out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, in the Founders Club, right? Welcome to the Jersey Boys
No,
Sportscast,
no, the owner,
Sports Talk,
owner.
brought to you. The owners, all right, we'll fix that. Welcome to Jersey Boys Sports Talk, brought to you by the Sportscast, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho, where we talk all things NFL, particularly the NFC East, which is where we're Jersey boys. Obviously, we're Giant fans. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk on all your social channels and the Sportscast on our channels. We have multiple shows during the week. I'm sorry, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, but it's a little chilly in my room right now. And please, we have a podcast. You can go to Spotify, Stitcher, Jersey Boys Sports Talk. If you like what you're seeing, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Smash the like button, hit the notifications, and you'll hear we have guests from other podcasts. We have analysts, we have pros. Byron played for Minnesota Vikings, so we're excited to get started. We got some interesting news as our Giants are continuing to surprise us. And Byron, we got a lot to say about that. So how you doing and how are you enjoying Atlantic City? What's the temperature over there?
37 degrees. It's been windy. We were here during when the storm, it was like 60-mile-an-hour wind a couple of days ago. The boardwalk got a little flooded. The streets got a little flooded, but since we're on the 25th floor, really all good.
The 25th floor, man. Which hotel?
Atlantic
Which
Palace
hotel?
right on the boardwalk.
Oh, that's awesome. They
Atlantic
changed it.
Palace.
My
It's
son was
called.
just there a couple weeks ago. Oh, awesome. So you don't gamble? What do you just go just relax?
Nah, I go to hang out, man. I get my delicious pizza from Tony Boney's
Oh,
Pizza. And my Italian
hmm.
food from Angelo's Fairmount Tavern. Yes, that's all I do.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, hold on a
No
second.
gambling.
We have a guess. No gambling. Really? So you just go to you and your wife just like is he you just like just chilling in the hotel and relaxing? Walk around, shopping? What's up?
No,
Can
chill.
you hear me
Well,
or no?
stay upstairs in the room, wander, all, as far as, huh?
Okay, go ahead. So you travel from Atlantic City to go see other places. You travel from Atlantic City to go to other places. Are you having a
You
hard
know,
time hearing me by any chance?
yeah, Cape May, Ocean City, Smithville.
Oh. Oh, so you don't just stay in Atlantic City. You just go to surrounding cities around there.
Having a hard time hearing you.
You're having a hard time hearing me. Why? Why? Help me, Lord. Please. You're having a hard time hearing me. Big Philly, okay, he's here. I'm here. Give me a minute. Big Philly's here. Can you still hear me, or are you having a problem? If not, I'm gonna have to try to change. I don't know. It can't be the internet. I disappeared. Okay, Big Philly could hear me. Can't hear me, Byron? No, that's probably him. All right, let's get the volume up. Big Philly, you ready to go? All right, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Don't forget Jersey Boy Sports Talk. Don't forget Gravy Stack. Hit our affiliate link for your kids anywhere from 6 up to 20. Go to victorrocha.com for valuable assets and protect. We are all about protecting your hard-earned money. Wouldn't you want to pay less taxes and make more money later in the future? So we're going to be talking about the Giants today. We're talking about Tommy DeVito. I hear you fine. Oh, it sounds like a great. Big Philly 5 minutes. We're gonna be talking about the Giants. We're gonna be talking about the Philly and the Dallas game. We're talking about the Washington Commanders, and then we're gonna be talking about the NFL, probably about the Chiefs and some of the disasters going on with the Chiefs that's happening over there. We may talk a little bit if we get some time about about the Warriors and their challenges with their key man there, and then there's some other things going on. We got the Buffalo Bills, you got the Miami Dolphin game. You got Byron coming back in. Byron, you sure it's not your internet where you're at, buddy?
It could be.
Change your name tag. Oh yeah, change my name tag. Mm. Santiago's managing this. Let me see if I could change something here. Hmm. Or gamma. Byron doesn't drink gamma. That's funny. All right, the update, Jersey Boys. I don't see what my name tag is. Oh, Santiago. Hold on. All right, edited name Victor Arocho at VROCHO. I see it. I got it. Too many things, man. I don't know. I'm tired. All right, so let's get going right now. We got Big Philly coming in from his show. He was nice enough to have us on our show. He's a big Dolphin fan. Here's the funny part. So he was the gentleman I was telling you about that he was surprised when I picked my pick and I took Green Bay over the Giants. And so did you. And he was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're going against." He said, "You're going against your team." I'm like, "Listen, man. The one thing about us is that we're going to be objective. The Giants are playing really bad. Packers were playing pretty well for a while, right? So we're going to get into that game." And the funny part is, he picked out of him, me, him, and his other co-host picked the Packers. We picked the score was pretty good. He picked the Giants, and the Giants ended up winning. And I picked the Dolphins, and the Dolphins lost. So, but let's get into the game of the first of all, let's get into the game of the Packers and the Giants. Number one, I guess I'm going to ask you a question because I'm getting people sending me texts and stuff like, what is your team doing? Are they purposely trying to get rid of the pick or not? I mean, how do you feel about that? I got my feelings. Byron?
The athletes, man, they're not going to. Huh? Can you hear me?
I didn't say anything. I was
Can you hear
listening
me?
to you. Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
bring your headset with you next time.
Oh, yeah, I know. Too much stuff to pack. But anyway, um, they're professional athletes. They're not going to tank. Want to tank, 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 tank. You can go out there. So what are they supposed to do? Start lying down, during the game or whatever. People don't realize that all the stuff. So if they're laying down or playing 50% or doing whatever, other teams, they might not be with the Giants. They might try to get hooked up with somebody else, and they're just not going to lay down. Like I just, they're not going to do it. I just don't see.
Right. Hold on a second. I'm trying to. Can't see if it's going Byron. I don't know why I can't. It's not letting me change. No, well, anyhow, I agree with you. I mean, that goes back to Santiago brings that up a lot. Santiago, if you could hear us, I can't seem to do dual screen. I can only see Byron or myself. All right, Big Philly's coming in. Let's see if he lets us bring him in. Big Philly, what's
What's
going on?
going
Well,
on,
you,
y'all?
dude,
Can
bro,
y'all hear
you
me?
gotta. Are you in the car?
I'm driving right to the house, man. With the
All right,
wifey, bro. She's
all right. Why don't you come back in when you get to the white? Because you're like
I
like
got you,
you're like undercover, like you're on the witness protection program and stuff.
because I am a witness protection. Because to all
Exactly,
the
but you
Titans
know,
Feel
fans,
like I
bro.
with the but with the name Jersey Boy Sports Talk, that gets us a bad reputation.
I got you. I got you. Give me two
Being
seconds.
from
I'll be.
Jersey, witness protection and Jersey kind of go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be careful. All right,
Nah, I'm pulling up now. Give me
all right,
2 minutes. I'm almost
call
there.
back. All right, you got it, Byron. Byron, you there? All right, Santiago.
yeah.
If you can hear me, you got to put both on. How do I put both on? Invite guests. Share screen. I don't want to share screen. Why, Byron? This is your favorite system, isn't it? There you are. Okay, and I put mine on, and it's not hit shift. There we go. Hallelujah! I wanted to have dual screen. I may have to take my background out. So yeah. So about tanking, right? Remember, Santiago's brought that up quite a bit, right? Um, and about what do you think about teams tanking? And I'm of the opinion that I don't know what this is gonna do. No, I don't like that. All right, how's that? Let's go. I'll just show my background. All right. Um, the Let me get in front of my fan. Yeah, I don't believe teams are going to tank. I think they're professionals. I think you think about the line. Like
Hey,
I I think it's just too hard for a team to tank. So I'm happy that they're playing good football. The defense is playing pretty well. Byron, you got to pay for internet in Atlantic City, buddy.
don't hear you again.
You got to pay for Atlantic City. You got to pay for the Atlantic City. Well, I think I am of the opinion of look.
Hello?
I even told them that. Can you hear me now? Yeah, Byron, your internet is bad,
Yeah, you're
bro.
like,
You're killing me. Uh, I don't know what internet are you connected to?
week happened. Huh?
No, last week was fine. Last week was my internet. That was for sure. This
Whatever
week we're
is
not
within
because
building.
I'm in my room in my apartment in my house, so my internet's fine.
This is the same issue.
All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, if you could hear me, okay. So what I was saying to you is that the
Yes, I
defense is
can.
playing a lot better. Would you agree? Oh, here, I'm gonna chat. See if you can see the chat. Talking words. You're gonna get winning any for tonight's show. Thanks, Greg. It's better without green screen. Host. I am without green screen. All right. So, Byron, see the
Yeah.
chat. How's the D? Can you hear me? I think the restream is gonna go restreamed out for some reason.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you for perfectly.
Yes.
Santiago, if you're there, call in, Santiago. Hold on a second. Greg's making fun of us. We're getting made fun of. All right. So Byron, did you see the chat? Santiago, you there?
I'm here. What's going on, guys?
Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you perfectly. It might be a Byron Jones thing, so we'll see. We can switch over to Zoom any moment if you want.
You're killing me. Yeah, but then we got to tell Big Philly. There we go. We got
There's
Big
Big
Philly.
Phil.
Big Philly, can
I'll
you
be your
hear us?
co-host for now.
I'm here. I'm here. I can hear y'all fine. I can even hear Byron fine. You just kind of see him a little static, like kind of like pixely. But for the most part, yeah, I could hear him.
Yes, I just wanted a word to see whose
What's
internet.
going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
I want to see whose internet this is. I lost Byron. This will be the first time Byron. We're gonna ruin Byron's streak, man. Santiago.
Well, I see you and hear you loud and clear, guys.
You see me with no problem, but I see
Oh,
you
shit.
with no problem, Santiago.
No problem.
Any issues? Anything?
It could be his internet. It just could be his internet.
What about you? Yeah, but
It
you're
is
starting to
possible.
freeze up too. You're starting to freeze up too, Santiago. Are you freezing up?
Hold on.
I can't
Hold
tell
on.
if your head is just standing still or you're frozen.
Nah, he's not frozen. He's fine. I can see his eyes moving. But you
I'm good. Sorry about that, guys.
He was on mute. Byron, come back. Byron, cheap hotel internet. Yeah,
Now-
that's right, Greg. Cheap hotel internet. Welcome to Atlantic City. You see my fraternity brother, Greg. Welcome to Atlantic City. All right, well, we got to do something because I don't want to exclude Byron. Let's give Byron a few minutes. If not, then we'll have to switch over to Zoom. All right, Big Philly, let's get it. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for you did pick the Giants to win, and you were shocked that I did not, and neither did my co-host.
I was shocked.
I think
I was shocked.
the whole world was shocked. And remember, I still had him, paying 15 points. And remember when your co-host Boss Man had him with 20 something points. Remember, still losing. And remember how I had said that I would be happy either way, because that means we're putting up points, right?
Right.
So we
Right.
put up 22 points and won. That means our defense did their job, right? And
Right.
Green Bay was playing a lot better than that game, than before that game. Would you agree, Santiago?
Yes, absolutely. I think it was definitely a weekend that couple surprises. Obviously, the Giants and Miami. Uh, Maybe Miami was more surprised than the Giants. I think the Giants were able to beat the Packers.
You
So
remember?
Well,
Well, if I'm
the Dolphins. Well, I answered that. The Dolphins losing was more surprising, and we'll get into that next. But let's stay one at a time because I don't want to flip back and forth. I want to get Big Phil to give his focus on the Dolphins. But the Giants. The reason why the Giants ain't as much a surprise is because Green Bay's not that good to begin with, but they were been playing well. The surprise is that the Giants are just really bad, but they've been playing pretty decent with Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, right? And and the defense played well because it's not like he lit it up. I mean, look at his stats, right? His stats, he had 71 yards rushing, which is pretty good, for a non-Lamar Jackson and so forth. But he only threw for 158 yards, but he was pretty proficient. He was 17 of 21. I mean, so he just didn't complete 4 of his passes, right? 21 passes is not a lot of passes. Saquon Barkley was average 4.3 a carry. Saquon's balling, man. He had 2 touchdowns when we needed him. Our defense came up with good plays, right? Look at Wan'Dale Robinson got 79 yards. That is key. And some of our players are catching the ball. He's spreading the ball. It's not, other than Wan'Dale Robinson, Isaiah Hodgins had 22 yards. Barkley had his 15. Bellinger had 15. Slayton had 14. And high. So, but you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you count Barkley, you had 6 receivers that touched the ball, right? And
he
then
spread it out pretty
he
well.
spread it out pretty well. So they're calling pretty basic around them. We did put up 367 yards of offense. We had 200 yards rushing. That's pretty impressive.
you got Barkley.
Yeah, it's not bad for the Giants.
That's
Go
200
ahead,
yards
Phil.
rushing for any team is good.
Well, you said it yourself. Your quarterback put up another 70, so realistically, what they put up 130.
130 yards, right? And so,
right, which
but
is an average, which is what you kind of want in the NFL.
you want an average 200 yards, right? You just don't want your quarterback to have most of them, right?
Right.
But he had to, right? With a line like that, we averaged 6.7 yards per play, right? But everything else was pretty even. How many first downs? It wasn't a lot. Punting, penalties. We lost 2 fumbles. They lost 2 fumbles. We Tommy D didn't throw any interceptions. Jordan Love threw an interception. In fact, Green Bay had the ball for maybe 2 to 3 more minutes than normal. So let me call Byron because I don't want to exclude Byron out of this. So
Yeah, I already shot him a message on Facebook. He hasn't replied back, but go ahead and call him.
yeah. So
And me and Big Phil will talk about what happened with Miami.
So anyhow, and then I'll get into that. But I'm pretty happy. But I will tell you this: I'm still not replacing Tommy D for Daniel Jones.
No way.
The only reason I
Why you
would
say
is
that?
if his injuries were because he's not putting Brock Purdy numbers up, dude. I mean, he had 150 something yards passing. I'm happy that he's winning. I'm really happy for the guy. He's a Jersey boy. It's a great story. It's giving us some light. It's saving Dable's. He's saving Dable's job, right?
And possibly have a playoff run is still alive.
I don't want them to have a playoff run, right? I don't need them to get hurt. It's not worth it, right? Just don't. It's not worth it. I mean, why do I want Tommy DeVito to get a playoff experience? No offense to him and his family. When realistically, he's not going to be the starter, dude. There's no way. Daniel Jones is still a better quarterback right now, barring Daniel Jones injuries. Right, there's some other issues. Right. I told you guys the New York Giants could possibly have a playoff game. Eric, please. You also didn't tell us that the Philly was going to lose to Dallas. But anyways, let me call him. So
he has
so
nothing
with
to
the Dolphins,
say.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we got here. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute a little bit real quick and then talk about the Dolphin game. Dolphin game was surprising to me. I think I'll say this and I'll let you go. You got a problem if Tyreek doesn't play. Because the second he plays, look what happens. The second he was out, look what happens, right? And then, you know, your defense still isn't where it needs to be, man. You guys were up by a lot coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so I guess I'll talk about it now, right? I was at the game. Obviously, I had season tickets. Um, it was frustrating offensively. Our defense served that game on a fucking platter. Oh, am I allowed to curse on here? Sorry.
Keep it PG, please.
Okay, yeah, my bad. My podcasts were filthy.
I see that.
Yeah, my bad. We were absolutely atrocious offensively. Defensively, they handed that game on a platter on multiple occasions. 3 turnovers converting to points, 21 points for the Miami Dolphins. One of those was an actual interception for a touchdown by Zach Seiler. But we really couldn't get anything going offensively. Even before Tyreek went out, we couldn't get anything going. You know, the only thing that we were able to do is run the ball. We're averaging about 5.1 yards per carry with Mostert and A-Chain. But again, you know, we were having offensive line issues. We were down 3 starting offensive linemen. We lost our starting center in that game with a torn ACL through friendly fire with a backup guard that pushed his blocking assignment into the back of his knee, tore his ACL, which was horrible. And then there was, you know, obviously in the first quarter alone, it was like back-to-back injuries. So we had Waddle went down first. Actually, no, Howard went down first on defense. Xavier.
Wait,
Friendly
timeout.
fire again with Byron Jones hitting him.
But that was early, guys. You were up late in the
right,
game
hold on, but
by a lot.
Hold up. No, not in the first quarter.
Who cares? At the end of the game, you were up.
You got it. Hold on, bro. I was there. You were watching your Giants. I was
No. I was watching the Fins.
Oh, bueno. Those points that you're talking about came in the fourth quarter. It was 7-7, and it got up to 10-7 at half. And then in the fourth quarter is when all those points you're talking about started coming to play.
Which
right?
is a bigger problem for me, though.
But hold up. In the beginning, which set us up to what ended up happening, right? You lost Howard, which Howard did come back, but he's playing hurt, right? Which is why D-Hop went off. It's one of the reasons why D-Hop went off. You have our starting center, which was a stinger because we were already down Robert Hunt, our starting guard, and Troy Armstead, who did not start that game. Right? So now we're down 3 starting offensive linemen, right? So
by the way, wait, hold on with that. Let me hold on 1 second. Let me ask you a question. They made a point on the Manning cast, right? 2 quarterbacks. When you get a new center that comes in, right? When a new center comes in, right? They believe that you should always go from the shotgun, not underneath the center.
Right.
And sure enough, he went underneath the center, and there was a problem with the snap.
Right. So that snap on 3rd and goal, which by the way, Liam was already in a couple plays before that mishap with the snap happened, right? Mm-hmm. And that's Liam. I can't stand Liam Eichenberg. There was a saying I would say in Spanish.
Well, I'm just saying it was interesting for me for quarterbacks to say that if a new center comes in, you're better off doing the shotgun
because but Liam can't shotgun snap.
Okay, so
that's the problem. So I mean, he can. I'm not saying he can't.
But he's horrible.
But he's horrible. I don't like Liam Eichenberg. That's my honest opinion. He's athletic, but can't block.
So, but tell me how you guys take a lead and then let it go.
I'll tell you how. Our offense, they scored, right? They went in. They came in by 7 or by 8. They were within 6. They were within 6, right? We get the ball back 3 minutes. Our offense can't even convert a first down.
Yeah.
The offense that game was atrocious. Again, our defense gave us 21 points. 7 of those 21
was that
points,
our worst game ever?
Dude.
I mean, offensively,
yeah. 7 of the 21 points, they scored themselves. You can't ask for anything else. They held Derrick Henry to to 30 yards rushing. What
Timeout,
more
Big
can
Philly.
you ask for?
Timeout, Big Philly. I love you. I know you're a diehard Homer Dolphin fan. I get it. I get it. I get it. Bro, your defense gave up 400 yards
In the fourth
to
quarter.
to an oily, large bicep quarterback, second string.
Right.
400 yards.
Right.
I
But still,
literally thought the game was over when that quarterback
the
just
game should have been
handed
order
that
up
ball.
14 in the fourth.
No, timeout. When he handed that ball, when it was early, when he handed that interception
It
to
was
that
not
lineman,
early. It was 3 minutes left. Actually,
in
4 minutes left in
no,
the
that's when
fourth
it was
when we
no,
went
it
up
was
14.
no. It was early when your first score was a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, that was early, and then they came back and scored with Henry.
Stay focused with me, okay? When he threw that interception on there and you scored that walk-in for that defensive lineman. I love when the defensive lineman scores, right? Okay. I thought it was over then. Okay.
No.
Because I'm like, oh man,
Multiple.
this is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be terrible. It's gonna be a bad night for these guys. Wouldn't you say that, Santiago? When you see that quarterback throw that ball, that was a poor decision, a poor pass to a lineman who has, most linemen have hands of cement. And he walks right in. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a long night for these brothers, right?
It was a long night.
Then nothing happened. But your defense gave up 400 yards. You gave up 320 yards.
I get it, Vic.
320 yards to a second string quarterback, dude.
Actually, he's not a second string. He's a starting rookie now at this point because he is the future for Tennessee.
He's the second.
He's on the
he may be, but on the
hold on.
chart,
Now,
he's
hold
number
on. Now,
2.
let me paint you a picture, right? Let me paint you a picture.
400 yards. I don't care how you paint it, bro.
Let me paint you because you act like D-Hop is still arguably a top 5 wide receiver in this league.
There's no doubt.
That's number 1. Okay, you're facing D-Hop because the rest of them didn't really do that.
You got Jalen Ramsey.
Right, again, our defense is a zone coverage defense. So all they did was they moved him around, which a lot of the passes that came out targeting D-Hop was on two different corners, right? Cater Kohu, who was our nickel corner, and X. Granted, like I told you before, X hurt his hip in the first quarter. Okay? We're down our starting safety, Javon Holland. We lost Elliott, our backup safety that backed up Holland in this game. In the fourth quarter.
He makes good points, Vic.
What? Dude, what do you want? We're down our starting
He's making good points.
What points are you making? You're a playoff team. Bro, you have to have guys. Dude, you cannot give up 7. You cannot get. Look, you cannot give. You cannot give up. Hold on. You cannot give up 17 points in the fourth quarter.
Dude, it's evenly matched.
I'm just telling you.
You
gotta have. That means you have no depth. So in other words, if your team stays healthy, you have a shot. Because before I thought it was Tua.
Listen, any team. Hold on. Again, there's a difference between having depth and having majority of your lineup and maybe 1 or 2 guys out compared to multiple guys out in the same unit. The same with the offensive line. You're down 3 starters that you had the game before
on your
against
defense.
Washington.
On your defense.
Same thing. Defense, go. Jerome Baker, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips. You see what I'm coming at? You got a couple guys out, and these are key defensive players for this defense. These are not just randoms that are here to, no, these are key. These are considered.
I will tell you this,
and
though,
can be considered Pro Bowl guys.
You gotta, it's just that's a game that I don't think you should have lost. That's all.
We shouldn't have. I don't disagree with you.
Remember when we were on your show, you have your 5 games. The next 2 games you were like you should be winning. The next 3 after that are gonna be a tough, right? Now look at what the Jets did. Right now you got the Bills.
The Jets. Hey, but hold on. The Jets game.
You don't know who you're gonna play. I'm not buying timeout too much. First of all, I already picked Dolphins to beat the Jets. They were playing bad. But then the Jets.
But I'm saying last week. Don't buy into that W from Houston.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
There's
Well, wait
no
a second.
CJ, no Nico, and there's no
CJ Stroud made a big
Tank.
difference, but at the end of the day, though, what I was saying to you is those two wins we need it because your following three are going to be tough wins,
Oh no,
right?
I'm
And
not
then
disagreeing. I agree.
and then you got Buffalo, which is I said from the beginning of the season, you don't know what you get with Buffalo. You don't know what teams. You don't know what Josh Allen's going to show up. You don't know what defense is going to show up. You don't know what offense is going to show up. But the difference is it's a conference team, right? So the
Well,
problem
divisional,
is you got a divisional team. You got the Jets as the divisional team. So no matter how bad they are, they seem to always play with you guys. You know how that is. It's just
not Black
they got
Friday.
yeah, they got nothing to
Oswald.
lose. So, hopefully you guys have what you have. But if you're hurt, then we got other issues, right? Let's hopefully those guys come back. But I'm
Right.
just saying to you, so that you got to do something because 400 yards is a lot of yards to give up. 17 points in one quarter is a lot of
Majority
yards. Is a lot
again,
of yards.
Vic,
A lot of yards
Vic.
and points.
A lot of yards and
Somebody,
points, man.
somebody that bet the under on Will Levis to hit under 206,
Yeah,
and I was in that all the way until the fourth quarter.
right.
All
But
those yards happened in the fourth quarter, which still doesn't make it any better, right? Because we couldn't seal the game. You get what I'm saying? They
right.
relied on the offense to get into the first down. They couldn't get the first down. They turned around, went to the defense, relied on the defense to get the stop. Defense couldn't get the stop either time because we had it twice. They
And
had
dude,
two
you had your time.
opportunities to stop them.
You had 5 minutes of time possession more, right?
Yeah, dude, and again,
But
look, my
let me tell you
opinion,
something. You guys
there's
gave
a
up
lot of
five.
dude,
You
there's a
guys
lot
gave
of
up.
questions right
Hey,
now. There's a lot of questions.
Tua got hit. He had 5 sacks. He got sacked 5 times,
And
man.
hence why I'm telling you that when
Okay,
you
so imagine
lose,
that you guys get sacked 5 times. Had the
and
ball.
hey, keep this
Had
in
the
mind,
ball
Vic.
for 5 minutes
Vic,
longer.
Vic,
I
keep
mean,
this in mind though.
that's good.
But
Yeah.
hold on, keep this in mind. Look at the sack numbers prior to this game. There was only 10.
Right.
And this is why I'm telling you that makes a difference. When you lose 3 guys in one unit in a game, because it happened last week, it makes a huge difference coming into this game. When I was talking to you on Wednesday, I didn't know.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
to you though that you got to get getting ready for the playoffs. You got to
Oh, dude, they got to get their shit together.
they
So,
they got to be able
able.
they got to be able to adjust. They got to do something, change because you had the ball for longer. He can't get sacked for 5. He can't get sacked. All right, Byron, you there? All right, Byron.
I'm still trying to figure out. I think Eric's coming too.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Well, let's go. Well, anyhow, let me see what you got coming up because remember you got the Jets coming up, right?
We got the Jets, we got the Cowboys, we have Baltimore, and we have Buffalo.
Those are tough games
In that
man.
order.
And remember,
Which one is the most winnable one
Jets.
for you, Philly?
Okay.
Which one will be the hardest?
The hardest, in my opinion, is going to be Dallas.
Between them and the Ravens?
You can't hear us?
We beat the Ravens the past 2 years. Don't get me wrong. And again, Mark Andrews is out for the Ravens. I'm more scared of their defense because their defense is a lot more put together compared to the last time that we saw them where they gave up that fourth quarter lead and we came back to win that game. But it all, like you kind of said, it depends on which Lamar Jackson you're going to get. They did take a couple losses. They lost their tackle as well. So I'm kind of hoping that we're able to put some pressure on Lamar.
I think the Bills are gonna be tough for you too. It's gonna be the last game.
Yeah, bro. But Dallas is another juggernaut right now, and they're not choking like they normally do in December.
It's not January. They don't choke. They choke in January, bro.
Well,
that's when they choke.
But I'm hoping that they choke.
They choke in January.
And
remember, pressure's on them. The
Yeah.
pressure's on them
That's when
because
they usually
they have a
buckle.
harder. Dallas has a harder schedule than Philly.
Not
So
only
Dallas
that,
Dallas has to win. Like they can't risk losing because Philly's schedule is a
another
little
reason
better.
why Santiago, I'm not. It's not that I'm not worried about Baltimore. I am worried about Baltimore, but what kind
No,
of
the question was
me
the
as
hardest.
well-
The question was the
Yeah.
hardest.
But if you look at Baltimore's schedule, their next two is Jacksonville and the Niners.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the key to Dallas is look, when they're beating teams, they're beating them by a lot, and they're beating them by takeaways. I mean, it's their defense that's really lighting it up. And
Yeah,
then
they're stingy.
once Dak's ahead, then he's going to
That's
light it
it.
up.
Yeah.
I still don't have faith. They got to prove it to me. They got to prove it to me and get one and done. As long as they get past the one and done, to me, they're still one and done. Philadelphia, Eric, if you're listening, we've been talking about it, right, Santiago, that they've been winning, but they haven't been winning pretty, right? They've been winning they haven't been winning convincingly. You got to admit, 49ers ain't messing around. They're winning convincingly. They beat Dallas convincingly. They beat Philly.
Do you think they're the best team in the NFL?
They are the best team I would say they're the best team in the NFL right now.
They are.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the NFL.
And that's shocking coming from the
Dolphins for sure.
That's shocking coming from the NFC, because normally the AFC has been dominant for years, right?
Well, and it's crazy because right now,
I mean, you got to give. That's why I was saying about Tommy D and Brock Purdy. I'm happy for him. Let him continue going. But Brock Purdy's putting up numbers. Now, he's got a lot of talent around him, right? Don't get me wrong.
That's the argument.
But he's not making mistakes, dude. But
let me ask you guys.
You had Trey Lance there that was getting paid how much dollars and couldn't make it happen, right? Even his players are
third string at Dallas.
Huh? He's third string in Dallas.
Let me ask you guys a question, okay?
Go ahead.
And hear me out. You don't think that? How can I put this? So you just made a comment, right? Where it's surprising that the best team in the NFL is coming out of the NFC, not the AFC. Usually the AFC is where all the
AFC is usually stronger, right? Yeah.
Right. So I feel that a lot of the competition right now isn't really in the NFC, so it benefits the Niners and their schedule compared to the AFC, where majority of the quarterbacks are in the AFC right now. Majority of the big quarterbacks are all in the AFC, and it becomes more.
I would agree that the AFC is a tougher division, right? So I won't conference, conference. But I'm not gonna mitigate how good the 49ers are playing, right? At all, because of the best teams in the NFC, they took it to them. Right, they didn't mess around.
It helps when you have Debo and Christian.
Okay, of course it does. So, but you can say the same thing.
Doesn't
about
hurt.
you can say you can say the same thing about you, because you just told me you lost all your players and you got spanked 400 yards. So it's for every team.
It was bad,
right?
That game.
Okay.
So keep in mind, San Francisco went
they scored 6 times in a row against Dallas's defense. No, was it Dallas's defense or Philly's defense? I don't know.
We scored just as many on Denver, which now Denver had a complete turnaround since the 70-point loss.
Okay, you got to get past that 70-point game. That's just over.
Why not? That's our only 500 team that we've beaten so far.
Where's Denver?
Dude, they were not 500. Denver's making a move, bro. They're not.
Denver's balling right now. Right
now the Chargers.
That's not the team you want to play right now.
It's not the team you want to play right now.
That's not the team you want to play right now.
Right now.
Okay.
You want to play as the Dolphins right now is what you want to play.
Yeah.
Where's Brandon Staley?
That brother got to go. Okay.
He's done. So now Herbert out. He's done.
Let's go with the Philly Dallas game, right? All right. So talk to me, Santiago. What you think about the Philly Dallas game?
Yeah. So I saw probably like the first half. I saw the first half. It was pretty much done. Prescott looks hot. Everyone's telling that he is the MVP candidate right now.
No MVP.
Obviously here in the sportscast we have our doubts. Cowboys played great. They played great. Philadelphia was exposed, but they were tired. Cowboys had some more rest. And keep in mind, the Eagles had a tough schedule these past couple of weeks, so that could be something to do with it, but that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, again, Jalen Hurts fumbling that ball on that thing doesn't help, right? Dallas is, well coached defensively to strip the ball. If you notice, they're punching that ball. Teams should just be aware of it. When you're down, you better hold this. They're punching the ball. They're getting the turnover. That's how their defense is tough. But look, Dallas. By the way, Dallas put up less. Dallas won 33-13, and they still put less offense up than the Titans did on the Dolphins. Sorry. I had to mess with you, Big Philly. Hey, but look at 394 yards total, 324 yards. The rushing was 250, passing 256, 218. 5.3 yards, 6.2. But
What
look
game
at
is this?
this is Dallas. Dallas had 24 first downs to 17, right? And I think that, remember we were talking about look, fourth down, 1 for 1, 1 of 2 total plays. Look, Dallas ran 74 plays. They ran 22 more plays than the Eagles. Okay. And again, Eric, if you're listening, Philadelphia, 95 yards in penalties. You can't do that. That's 100 yards, man. You gave them 100 yards in penalties.
I have no comment when it comes to Philly, so I have my feelings.
Yeah. Okay. And Dallas, the Philly got to them. They got 3 sacks.
They messed with the refs.
They got 3 sacks. But man, Dallas had the ball for almost a quarter. Dallas had the ball for 13 more minutes.
They love those zebras more than they love Philly cheesesteaks right now.
You there, Byron? How are you? You ready? Are you back in your room? Can you hear us, Byron?
Byron, no.
But he's still there. This goes for his record, Santiago.
Perfect attendance, Philly.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed a show in the past 3 years.
I think hopefully this may wake up Philly, because again, my feeling with Philly is just they've been winning, but not winning enough, like playing dominant football, in my opinion. And then,
do you think Eagles are like out of it, or you think they're still in this?
No, I think they're still in this. Sirianni's a good coach. I think Jalen's a good quarterback. I think that they have to reassess. So much has been made that they're so confident on, all I need to get to is 4th and 1 and 4th and 2, that may be hurting them now. Right? Because nobody wants to always be in a 4th and 1 and 4th and 2 position. Would you guys agree with that? Right? The average NFL team at 4th and 2 and 4th and 1, they're going to punt. Now, granted, Philadelphia's got a special weapon. Huh?
What's that? Depending on where they are in the field. Because if they're within their 30, then yeah, obviously they're going to punt.
That is true, but in Philly's case,
50,
Philly's case, they don't care.
No, they go for it. They do the Philly special.
And they're like 90-something%. They're making it, right? So
I think the only team that stopped them was Washington.
And once, right? So I mean, their percentage of success is very high. But the problem is, if you mentally, I think now, and it's just me, I think mentally as a football team, is you mentally are so confident that if you just get to 4th and 1, you're good. But if you don't get to 4th and 1 that many times, and you're not playing the offense to be in that position, you're going to have a problem. You understand what I mean? Now you don't have that extra play, right? So, and they haven't been playing well. So I just think that, I think Dallas needed to win. They won convincingly.
They won big.
They won convincingly on both sides of the ball. They controlled the ball. They had a lot of turnovers. I'm still not, a big fan of that. I still think, like I said, 49ers is a team to beat. I think, so you got
You
that.
think Dak is in the top 3 contenders for MVP?
Hey, look, if I had to say, I don't think Dak's an MVP player right now. No, I mean, because sorry, I'm never going to vote for.
How about you, Phil?
I'm not going to vote for Dak. I think there's other players that could deserve MVP. Who? I think Tyreek Hill is up there. Okay, Tyreek is definitely. Hey, Brock Purdy's up there.
So something you guys didn't see.
Wait a second. You got to admit, Brock Purdy's up there for MVP.
No, Brock is up there. Okay. I would say Brock, Tyreek, and who would be the third one right now who's balling out?
Tua's playing pretty well too.
Nah, I wouldn't. No.
I think C.J. Stroud now that he's hurt, that hurt him. Before that, he
Not
was up
yeah.
there.
MVP. Maybe rookie, yeah, but
Rookie of
not,
the year.
yeah,
Yeah,
rookie
rookie of the year
but
for
not,
sure.
but not MVP. I would say it's between those two. Purdy. You could say Tua or Dak, because of the numbers.
Mhm.
But honestly, I don't feel like either one deserves it. Let alone Tua right now, especially the way he played on Monday night.
Mhm.
He's gotta definitely come. For him to win MVP, he's got to come and win out.
Yeah.
For him to get MVP, that's
And
what it's gonna take for him to become the next MVP.
and the
He's
only
gonna have to
slight
win.
the slight that I kind of liked having a Brock Purdy of the world to get the MVPs is because he's the most valuable player because he's doing the right things, right? He's not like strong arming it. He doesn't have the talent Dak has. He doesn't have the talent Tyreek has. He doesn't have the talent that Lamar Jackson has. I mean, he's making good decisions. I mean, his numbers are there. He doesn't really throw bad balls. He's not he's not turning the ball over. You know what I mean? He's
Right.
got weapons. There's no confusion, but he's done it consistently. So,
He's
that's what
managed
we're. Yeah,
in a
he's
very, very, very,
and,
very.
and he's not just managing because the manager to me is more of a like you could say Tommy DeVito is managing the game, putting up 158 passing points and winning, putting up
Well, what I was
200
gonna say was
points winning.
managing at a high
Brock's
level.
putting up 300 yards passing.
Managing
You
at
know,
a high
yeah,
level.
yeah,
He's taking
yeah,
care of the ball
yeah,
though. He's just
at a
taking
high.
care of the ball.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's doing his thing, and
exactly.
it helps when you can throw a little wide receiver screen to Debo and he takes it to the house for 80 yards. Kind of like what Tua's benefiting from with Tyreek. It's the same concept.
Well, you got him. You got McCaffrey. He's a beast for a little guy. I mean,
Yeah,
that guy
dude.
he's not that. He's only
If you
210
look,
pounds.
if you look at both teams, they're similar. They come from the same coaching tree, right?
Hmm.
But the difference is obviously Shanahan knows how to put it all together better than what McDaniels can. But they're built the same. They have McCaffrey, we have Mostert and A Chain. They have Debo, we have Tyreek.
Yeah, but
The only thing that
Shanahan's
we don't have is the kid on the offensive line.
McDaniels hasn't had the benefit of having his father around him all his life. So Shanahan's got a little leg up on him. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and the 49ers is a really good organization. The Dolphins right now are starting to become a better organization. They've been really bad for a long time. I'm talking from not only from a playing, but like the organization itself, its picks, its first round picks. I mean, come on, you can't have been happy for like 10 years on their first round picks that they've been making, right? It hasn't been since the last 3 to 5 years that they've been making good picks.
Depends
Ted
on the
Ginn Jr., you want me to go down the list? I mean,
Ted Ginn. No, Ted Ginn was
I,
atrocious.
I can
But we
keep going.
did.
I
But
can
we
keep
had the
going or
Pound, we
going,
had
going, going.
Pouncey, we had Long. There was a couple nice picks that we brought in.
First round.
Jarvis Landry. Well, Jarvis was a second round pick.
I'm talking first
Um,
round. I'm purely
but
talking first
no,
round,
yeah,
and then
first
issues with
round.
your GM and just different pieces, But
Yeah,
now they're starting to
so
come
yeah,
along. You got to agree that 49ers have been
scandals
a better
too.
organization for a longer period of time,
We had
right?
two scandals as well.
Um,
So three
which
actually.
yeah, and I'm giving and listen, and I'm not saying it in a bad sense. I'm just giving McDaniels the benefit of the doubt of what he's building now compared to what Shanahan had already with him. Right, coming into a different type of organization, coming in with the talent, coming with that. McDaniels is, hey, for a Yale guy who didn't play football, he's doing pretty good. You know what I mean?
So the
Uh,
thing with McDaniels, my issue with him is there's times one his clock management is horrible. At times he doesn't get the plays out fast enough, and it cost us either timeouts or delayed game penalties. Because of that reasoning, we had one in the third quarter of that game where we had to burn a timeout in the third quarter because they didn't get the play out fast enough. And that was something that's happened even in previous years. That's why they try to bring in Caldwell. Not Caldwell. Caldwell, who's that guy that used to be he used to be the head coach of the Lions way back when. With Megatron and them. I forgot his name. But we brought him in
Good
as a
question.
special advisor to help him with things like that. And that's another reason why we brought in Fangio, an experienced coach that can help him manage these types of scenarios. But it's so far, it has gone down a bit, but we still have that issue. And
all
then
you had to
another
do was
thing is
you needed
personnel.
one stop in the fourth quarter, and
Dude,
you would have won the game.
we needed either a stop or we needed our offense to convert a freaking first down.
Yes, right.
And that's
But this is
and
goes
that's
back to
my
when me and
issue.
Santiago talk about
So,
when defense wins championships, right?
but Vic, all
Defense
due
wins
respect,
championships
but
at
Vic,
that time of the game.
Vic, if we're trying to say that Tua's in this MVP talk, if you're an MVP quarterback, you're converting that first down, right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
I mean, he
this team is
kind of got
not
stuck.
this.
I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting him to get sacked.
this team is not known for their defense. Their defense is just coming together now. Now that they're getting all their pieces, they're known.
Finally, I heard.
Offense.
Another. I was listening to another show that was talking how good their defense was. I'm like, what team are they talking about?
No, dude, no. At first, it was atrocious, but since Ramsey has come back, they have flipped it
It's
180.
improved.
They were creating pressure. You had Chubbs at one point with a streak of sacks. You have Christian Wilkins with 6 sacks. So they're applying pressure.
All right.
The issue is, again,
let's move on from the Dolphins. The Dolphins got to. I think this is going to be an interesting 4 weeks because I just pulled up. Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys got to play the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Lions and the Commanders. Commanders,
that's an easy win. That should be a layup.
It should be, but
it's a trap game.
You never know. Dolphins is a game. The Dolphins got to show up. Let me tell you, the Bills, you don't, and the Cowboys are playing at the Bills. So you don't know, like I said, with the Bills.
Did you guys see?
It's pretty cold in December, isn't it?
You never know what the Bills are going to do. The Bills gave a run for their money. They should have beat the Eagles, and they didn't. Right? They beat the Chiefs, right? Which was by whatever, and they legitimately beat the Chiefs. I think that Kadarius Toney was wrong, and I don't like Kadarius Toney because he's a former Giant. All right.
What you think about that offside,
dude? We did it ourselves last game on Monday night, and they didn't call it.
We did
There's
what?
literally a comparison. It's Waddle on the line,
offside.
On the line, the same way Toney was, and they didn't call it.
Yeah, but
it's when they feel like it. It's what it is. It's like how it's. Dude,
I guess, but look, you're conditioned from youth. When you're a receiver and you got to get on the line, your job is just to point at the ref. That's it. It's not that hard. You run to the line, point to the ref.
How many
That's
times
your
do
job.
They point to the ref and they give them the okay, and then they throw the flag anyways.
The guy, I've never seen that happen.
I've seen that happen this year.
Pull up a play for me, and I can see when you get a chance.
Yeah,
pull
it up. I know.
Find me a clip. Because what happens is the ref illegal motion's different than offsides.
But what's the other one that they call?
He was offsides. This was just purely offsides. Right now, if they could call something else if they want, this was purely offside.
Just like how they call delay of game on a defensive line for shifting.
Well, I mean, whatever the deal is just I thought it was a legitimate call. And I think Reed said he saw it and he saw that Kadarius Toney didn't call him. And besides, I don't like Kadarius Toney. He's dropped a lot of balls. He talks smack about the Giants.
You don't like him because he talks smack about the Giants.
And I don't like him because he's a former Giant. And I don't like him because he was wrong. What do you think, Santiago? He was offsides. That's it.
Yeah, he was offside. He didn't admit it, and also
he didn't ask the ref.
They need to be more consistent with every team in calling that.
Yeah,
because the Dolphins do it all the time. Philly does it. Everybody does it. That runs that gets these guys in motion, bro. So I don't like.
He wasn't in motion. He came up to the line, dude. He wasn't even in motion.
Again, I can show you a pic. I gotta look for it on Twitter, and I'll send it to you guys.
You gotta show it to me.
It's a side by side.
Where's he in motion?
No.
He's not. He's on the line. You see his foot on the line? You see what he's supposed to do?
Right.
He's supposed to turn left. He's supposed to turn left real quick, point to the ref. The ref would have told him to back up.
Vic, hear me out. The Dolphins have almost an identical lineup there on Monday night, and they didn't call it. And it's Waddle.
Okay, I understand.
For those in the podcast, we're seeing the image of Toney offside. His foot was 2 inches in, right, Vic?
Yeah, he's definitely offsides, number one. Number two, they called it on defense on encroachment a lot of times. Okay, and that's even worse because the offense gets a free play.
And okay, so then what about the following play when Von Miller was offsides and they didn't call it again on the following play? So it goes both. Like again, they're not consistent.
Yeah, but
And even there, you can say that the DT.
to me, this call was legitimate,
Santiago, can
a
you zoom in on that
legitimate
corner
call.
with that circled?
Let me look for another picture, okay?
All right. 'Cause
So the one thing that I don't like is this was an acceptable call to me. What is not acceptable has been the last several years of the blatant pass interference. That has been atrocious. They either call it when it's not pass interference, or they call it when it's purely pass interference and they don't call it. I mean, this has been happening for like 4 years. My 6-year-old flag kids know to check with the ref. See? I mean, it's you're conditioned at an
yeah, no,
early
I
age.
understand that, but
Check
what
with
I'm
the
saying is,
ref. The game
then
is
they
on
need
the
to be more
line.
consistent on the
They
call.
had to score to win. Why risk it, bro? And you know what? It figures it was Kadarius Toney. And you got to admit, that play that Kelsey did was phenomenal.
It was a great play. It's probably one of the best I've
Oh
seen
my
lately.
God, that would have gone down as one of the greatest game-winning plays of history. That was amazing. I purely did not realize what happened until I watched the whole thing. I thought it was just that he was offsides and he went and scored a touchdown. Right? I didn't realize it was a pass to Kelsey, who ran and had the wherewithal to literally lateral backwards and find him open. Because it wasn't like a quick play. You know how you have the quick hook and ladders? This was
Right.
Kelsey caught the ball, ran, turned, and then threw it to him.
Here's a closer picture of Phil and Vic of the offside, his foot right on the blue
Oh,
line.
he's off, man. I mean, look at his foot is probably on the point of the football.
I
Yeah.
think it's more on the body of the football, but I mean,
Nah, man,
you can't
look at
really
that.
see. I can't see anything because you got Von Miller's helmet hovering over the line as well. So.
The Byron says
But
that
that's not the play I'm
Kelsey has
talking
to
about
ditch
for
Taylor
Von Miller.
Swift. No, I understand, but
Try to find a different angle.
yeah. So
No,
what do you think?
no,
What do you think?
well,
By the
that's
way,
fine.
I never seen Patrick Mahomes that upset about anything.
Oh my
I never seen
gosh.
Travis Kelsey
No,
has
he
been
called
very
out the
upset.
officiating this year. This is the same thing. J.J. Watt called out the officiating. There's so many athletes that are coming out calling out the officiating of this season. It's been atrocious.
Mhm.
It's just been really horrible.
And they've been connecting it to the gambling thing too.
You never know. All right, you
Well,
never know.
Vegas was already in there even before us.
Remember that NBA ref that got in trouble. All right, so we got okay. So we got some good stuff coming up. You got Dallas has got a tough schedule. The Eagles' schedule isn't tough. So the Eagles need to win out. I mean, at the end of the day, they need to win out. The
Yeah.
Eagles play. They play the Seahawks next. They play the Giants. They play the Cardinals, and then they play the Giants.
The
Right.
Giants
So
are
right
involved with
now
these
they're
playoffs.
tied with Dallas. The Giants, the Giants, they're in the hunt at 5-8. Um,
If
listen, I
someone
don't
else
need them to
loses.
be in the hunt. Look at hey, right now you got
Why not,
Cowboys.
Big? Why not go to the playoffs?
It's not worth it, bro. It's not just worth it. Don't get hurt. Don't get. We need to work on our line. Just go home. You know what I mean? It's not like our Giants of the past that could be 9-7 and then make a run. You know what I mean? This is still a bad team, right? I mean, they're not putting up big numbers. Defense is playing a lot better. Okay, but you got Cowboys 10-3. You got the Eagles 10-3. You got the Niners 10-3. The Rams
Big
have
Philly.
really fallen off since they. You got the Lions are 9-4, but the Lions don't seem to be playing good football. I told you about Detroit, and then the NFC South is just terrible. I mean,
They're being
they're gonna
exposed.
make the playoffs with a losing record possibly, and then let's see the AFC. See the AFC, you have 9-4. The Chiefs are 8-5, right? You got 10-3, the Ravens, and you got 8-5, the Jaguars. I was a little disappointed on the Jaguars.
The
Them
Jaguars are in a
losing.
must-win situation this week against the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean,
So
eh,
that's why
yeah,
I expect the Ravens to drop one of the Ravens might drop one, if not two games, the next two games.
the
Because their
Ravens.
Think
following
so.
is San Fran.
Well, the Ravens are playing Jaguars in Jacksonville. You know, they got to win that game. The Ravens then play the 49ers. That's going to be a good game. Then the Ravens played
Doesn't
the
the
Ravens
Ravens
got
have a
a
losing streak in
Just
Jacksonville?
telling you,
the,
the Ravens got a
the
tough
Ra-
schedule coming up.
the Ravens got a tough schedule. They got the Jags, the Niners, the Dolphins, and the Steelers.
Now, I think Ravens are the second best team in the NFL. Go ahead.
Really?
I think they're up there.
You think they're the
There's-
second best team in the NFL?
No, I think the second
Uh,
right now is Dallas.
They're better than Philly.
I think it's Dallas is the second. The way they've been playing this year.
I'm not convinced.
I
of
know they're in your division.
Don't tell Vic that.
that.
I know they're in your division.
It's not that they're in my division, dude. You know, I just don't. I think either Philly's going to stay asleep or they're going to wake up because you got to admit, as much as they've been winning, they haven't been playing to their potential. And if they
No.
play to their potential, they're a good team.
And they're not. Yeah, no, they're not. And that's
You know,
why.
so they gotta something's gotta click or something. Hopefully that team that this game click for them and they put it on. I just hope they don't take it out on my poor Giants because they got to play them twice, right?
Good luck.
But you know,
You're pounding.
right now I think the 49ers are one of the top teams. I mean, it's tough. You know, Kansas.
It's the top
I'm
team.
never gonna count Patrick Mahomes out, right? But
Oh no.
but because right now
Who's their
they're
final four? Who's their final four?
who
Chiefs?
the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Hold on. Give me a second.
I'll
I think
look
they
that
have
up.
one of the easiest. No,
The
They probably
Chiefs
play the Chargers, right?
play.
Chargers. That's easy.
Yeah, they got
no
the
Herbert.
Patriots. They got. Oh, we can talk about that real
That's
quick.
easy.
Patriots. They got the Raiders. They got the Bengals, and then they got the Chargers.
Dude,
so
the easiest
literally,
freaking
they
schedule. Well, the Cincinnati
Yeah,
might pull up
they
a
can
fight
win
there.
out.
Cincinnati may pull
Cincinnati-
up
Big
a fight.
Browning.
Cincinnati could put up a fight.
Everybody
you don't
else
know if
is
the
a W.
You don't know if the Patriots are going to rally about Belichick. You know the Chargers are done.
Well, this is it
The
for him.
Raiders, not nothing. So, but yeah, before we go, so anyhow, that's what we have going on. Big Philly, thanks for joining us. We're about to wrap this up. But before we wrap this up, what do you think about Belichick and the parting of ways of Belichick, Santiago?
I expected it. And it's
Yeah,
good for
not
him.
surprised. I expected it. What you said, Philly, and I think it's been talked about for a while. He actually got asked like 3 times this morning on a radio show, and he deflected and said we're on to Kansas City or whatever. But yeah, man, that team doesn't look good. They tried 2 different quarterbacks, and I mean they show some hope. Wait, did they beat the Giants or they lost?
They lost.
Because
They
the Giants lost. So I think this is it. I think he's going to the Chargers
As
as head coach.
well, we said that's going to be dangerous.
That's interesting.
I just don't
That's-
like
That's a
Belichick.
perfect scenario for him.
I don't
You know what-
think.
you know what-
I don't think so. I
Curveball.
just think I would like to see. Honestly, I
The
would.
Commanders.
I would like. I don't care where he goes. It's not that. It's more about Herbert. I want Herbert with an offensive-minded quarterback. You know what I mean? I think
Coach?
the kid he's a beast, right? And when you have a defensive quarterback,
Talented.
you know, think about it. Without Brady, Belichick hasn't done anything, and you can't
but
say
he'll
Herbert
bring
to Brady.
McDaniels. He'll bring McDaniels in to coach him as OC. But
I ain't working with.
you want,
Josh
a curve?
McDaniels.
You want a curveball?
hmm
Let's hear it.
So there's been rumors between Bills Mafia if they don't hit the playoffs.
That Belichick goes there.
No, well McDermott might. People want McDermott out.
Well, I wouldn't.
There's a point there.
I wouldn't blame him though,
Yo.
because
Plus the whole 9/11 comments.
Oh yeah, that was bad. I mean, I feel bad for a guy when something's get taken out of context and then it's a poor taste, and you get if someone's intent was really bad, that I could see them, but don't crucify a guy with bad intent. He said,
We gotta talk about Draymond before we go.
yeah, that's why Gerard Mayo is the
Tampa.
next.
Okay,
Who's
well.
Gerard Mayo? Gerard Mayo is the next coach.
Sure.
We have
Never heard
Byron says we have Tommy Gabagool.
He was the old linebacker. He used to play linebacker for New England. Gerard
All right,
Mayo.
so Belichick going to the Chargers.
Or is he still?
Well,
I
they
don't know.
need it because their defense is terrible. But think about it. They got a defensive coach, and look what's happened to him. I think Herbert needs an offensive coach. It's just my opinion. I would like to see him with an offensive-minded coach. But think about
Like
that.
Matt
Think
LaFleur.
about that division if he goes to the Chargers, right?
So Eric,
You're going to have three old-time head coaches:
Can you imagine
Andy
Andy
Reid,
Reid?
Bill Belichick,
Oh,
Sean
Sean
Payton.
I'm not
Think
gonna
Payton.
about
lie.
the head coaches in one division alone.
I'm not
How
gonna
many Super
lie.
Bowls is that?
A
Can you
lot,
imagine if the Raiders kept
a
Chucky?
lot, a lot. How many appearances? Because Andy Reid's been in the Super Bowl. How many AFC, NFC, and NFC appearances? I mean,
A lot of history
that's a
Can
there.
you
lot of.
imagine if they would have kept Chucky, the Raiders,
Oh, that
to
that
play in
that
all
would have been
four?
like the head coach division.
Oh my God, Gruden! You would have had Gruden, Reed, Belichick, and
And
Vic likes
Peyton.
Gruden, by the
and
Oh
way.
Peyton.
man,
Yeah. Well,
that'd have
don't be
been
careful
nuts.
how you say that because I don't want to be associated with what his bad connotation is.
Well, he's coaching
I
again.
like him as a coach.
I'm hearing Gruden to the Washington. I'm hearing that lately.
Yeah, but he's coaching again. I think he went to college. He's coaching college football.
Where at? Like
A small.
Jacksonville
I don't know
State?
what school, but I heard that. I thought I heard
Did you
he
say
signed with a
Jacksonville
school.
State? John Gruden. Let me see. Okay. All right. So mention Draymond.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Draymond? 2 times he had one chokehold earlier this season, and then he punched a guy from the Suns. He is suspended
Indefinitely. I
indefinitely.
got you.
I think he has to pay like every game he missed he has to pay like 200 grand or something. So
Broke.
what's your thoughts? You're a Draymond fan, Vic.
Yeah.
I know
By the
you
way,
are.
just back to Gruden. Gruden's a consultant with the Saints. He's not coaching.
That's what it is. Okay.
I thought he was blacklisted from the NFL completely.
No,
No,
maybe
no, they didn't. They don't
I mean,
blacklist you.
dude, it's something he
They
did.
blacklist
It's something
you.
he
They
did a long
blacklist you
time
without
ago, bro.
saying you're blacklisted, right? Yeah, and they also don't want to poke the bear with I mean, I don't know where his suit is, but they don't want to poke the bear because he's got 600,000 emails that they got to go through. So they just pulled his. You understand?
From Dan Snyder.
Exactly. Draymond Green. Draymond Green is disappointing. In one breath, he sounds like a really good guy.
He's talented.
He's got talent. He's very complimentary to Steve Kerr when Steve Kerr brings him off the bench, takes him out, but he hurts his team with his behavior. You know what I mean?
His anger.
It's just he hurts his team. And look, they did the right thing. Stephen Curry doesn't want to control his guy.
That's true. Where is Steph Curry? He doesn't help the situation.
That's not his
He's probably not a. He's probably not a.
Steph Curry.
One, not,
That's
not one of those type of leaders.
Steph is not. It's not his demeanor.
Yeah,
Steph is a
you
mellow.
don't wanna
He's
get
a
involved.
mellow dude.
Michael Jordan or Kobe would have stopped him.
He wouldn't have done that with Michael Jordan.
But that's their demeanor.
That Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan. Remember, Pippen didn't want Rodman.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct. They didn't like each other.
Jordan wanted Rodman, and Jordan controlled Rodman. See, Michael Jordan checked Rodman, but that's the type of Michael Jordan code. But Byron, you can't compare
Also,
the two,
Kobe
right?
committed world peace.
Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr during practice. Punched him in the face. Steve Kerr.
Slapped him.
No, punched him. Punched him in the nose. Gave him a bloody nose.
Wow.
Okay, so Curry, that's not Curry's type of, it's not that team's demeanor is like the team is really the leader on that team, or the guy who is the man, like the alpha on the team is Draymond.
Oh, I forgot there's Thursday Night Football right now.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about
He
Draymond,
has the Chargers and Raiders.
Draymond. Oh
that.
yeah,
I'll put that on now.
yeah, wonderful game.
That
The-
game sucks.
Draymond is just, he hurts his team. And look, if Draymond didn't get ejected when they played Cleveland, LeBron wouldn't have had a championship in Cleveland.
True.
Right? So
They're up 3-1. The Warriors were up 3-1, Vic.
yep, and he got ejected for the next game, and then they came back. Right? So, I'm disappointed in him, and I think they did the right thing by suspending him indefinitely.
Definitely. So they don't know when he's going to come back.
And
And like, keep in mind, he's done tons of therapy too
yeah.
before this.
But it just he just what's funny is, like, I wouldn't have thought that about him the way I've seen him on his podcast and the way I've seen him when they asked him when Kerr sat him and he wanted to get back in, but he goes, look, that's the coach. Like he spoke so well about, like, that's the coach's decision.
Yeah, he's
Of course I'm a
respectful. Yeah.
superstar and I want to get back in. Who doesn't want to get back in? But that's the coach. Like, he was so respectful there. Stop enabling him, Byron. But
Do you think Draymond is a hothead?
apparently, yeah. I mean, he's proven it, right? He's hurt that team, right?
I'm gonna head out.
I'm going.
All right,
Big Philly. All right, Big Philly. Wait,
before
hold on.
we
Before
go,
you go,
tell
tell
us
us about your
your-
show, when they can hear you.
and your
So
credentials.
hey man, we're switching to Tuesday nights. We were Wednesday nights. We're switching to Tuesday nights at 8:30. We are a Miami Fan Talk Network is my network. We primarily try to deal with all sports, all teams.
I think
but right
Heat
now,
and Inter Miami too, right?
everything. We're trying to. I'm looking for somebody to do soccer. So if y'all know somebody,
I'm a soccer guy,
appreciate it.
but I can only come temporarily.
I don't
Yeah,
even know
well,
what I don't
maybe.
even know what that
I
I don't
need-
even know what that game is.
Well, I know a little bit, bro, but not not to that extent.
Not a whole
Where
lot.
I don't like to talk about. Like, that's why I don't talk about NBA either, because I know enough like to play it, but not enough to actually like speak on it.
Right,
If that makes
right.
any sense.
So when is your show? It's
Um,
going to be on Tuesdays. At what time?
Tuesday nights, Fins Talk.
Fins Talk.
With,
You changed your
white
name,
chocolate.
didn't you?
Huh?
You changed the name, right? From like Fins Talk to Miami Talk.
No,
right?
Miami Fan Talk has always been my network.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's just Fins Talk because we're just talking about the Fins.
Okay. So it's Tuesday
Um,
night.
Which
What
we
time?
got to introduce you.
Tuesday night. What time?
Yeah, sorry. 8:30.
8:30.
Two-
8:30.
Eastern.
And
30 p.m.
8:30 Eastern. And when? How can they see you? On where? On YouTube.
Right here on YouTube, on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call
All
it
right.
now.
Please.
Quick.
At Miami Fan Talk Network. Type that in.
Miami Fan Talk Network. Please join the show, Big Philly. Always a pleasure. I wish you.
And what's your Twitter handle?
At Miami Fan Talk.
Miami Fan Talk. Perfect.
And hey, any subscribers, just giving y'all a heads up for any of you guys who do want to subscribe to the show.
And
we are
before you
giving away
go,
three different
give us a
jerseys.
scoreline for the Jets game.
Ooh. The thing is, it's raining out here, and there's I gotta look at the weather again. But the last time I checked, those 30-mile-an-hour winds were projected for that game.
Score. That's it. You didn't care. You didn't ask for the weather.
The
weather will depend a lot on the
What are you,
score.
Julie
But
Durda?
that
What are you,
plays a
Julie
factor.
Durda? Come on.
Julie Durda.
Hey, that plays
Hot
a
Julie
factor.
Durda.
Hi, Julie Durda.
21-10.
Huh?
21-10.
All right.
21-10.
All right, good. Thank you.
21-10.
27-10, that's fair
Miami.
enough.
All right.
Okay.
Miami,
Vic,
not,
don't
that's
you
Zach.
dare pick the Dolphins, Vic. Okay?
Picking Zach
You
Wilson and
did
the
one
Jets.
score thing on my show and ruined it.
I told something other than that.
We were
I came on
undefeated at home.
I came on 2 Dolphin shows, and the times I come on the show, they lose the following game. And then I pick against my Giants, and you pick for the
They
Giants,
won.
and the Giants win. That's funny.
Did you watch the Hard Knocks episode?
No,
After
No,
the
how
game,
was
after
it?
That game?
no.
Dude. Oh my God, bro. They picked my bones so bad in that episode because the commentary during the game was the Dolphins got the game in the bag. And bro, I went off on TikTok, bro.
He went
It was
berserk.
the funniest thing.
Do you watch
You gotta
Manning?
look it
By
up
the way,
on
do you watch
TikTok.
Manning Cast or you watch regular Monday Night Football?
I watch regular. I go
Why?
back and forth on Manning Cast depending on the day or the game. If it's like a boring game, I'll switch over because they're entertaining. But normally, I'm just watching the game. I'm not really.
Oh,
paying attention
I
to
love the
anything else.
Manning Cast. So they were
Tua had a great interview on there.
Who?
I heard that
They
low
talk
ratings
about that
lately.
on
they were
on Hard Knocks.
Eli had me cracking up. He was talking. He goes, "Hey, do you think he does like tricep tricep exercises like between halftime? So the guys, because the quarterback, his arms were pretty tight, and then they were shiny. He goes, man, do you think he's putting oil on that? Wouldn't that make the ball slippery? I mean, it was so funny how much he was talking about the quarterback for the Titan. What's his name? His arms.
Oh, Levi's.
Yeah, Will Levis. He's like,
He's physical,
Will
man.
Levis,
Titans have
Will
physical
Levis,
teams.
right? He was like, do you
Will Levis,
think he's
yeah.
doing dips between quarters? Like, because he's like flexing.
No,
He's flexing.
Who's doing squats is freaking Hurts. That's who's doing squats in the middle of the in between quarters.
Yeah, well,
He's out there like squatting 600 pounds.
well he
and then coming.
well
into
they squatted against Dallas. So, all righty, Big
All right,
Philly, thank
all
you
right.
very much.
Hey, I appreciate
Thanks,
you
Big
guys
Phil.
having
God
me on,
bless.
man. Thank you guys so much. Anytime I'd come on, bro, let me know.
We'll have you
Okay.
back. You're fun.
All right, man.
Hey, man. Thank you, guys. Have a great
All
night.
right. Hold on.
Bye-bye.
Hold on a second. We'll start wrapping this up.
Let's start wrapping this up.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. The Jersey Boy Sports Talk every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Please subscribe on all your channels. Subscribe to the Sportscast. We have the Jersey Boys Sports Talk playlist as well. Smash the like button if you hear us. Byron's streak is still going because Byron was here. He was communicating. He was just vacation in Atlantic City. He had some internet challenges. Thank you for our fans, Greg Bonafonte, my fraternity brother, for chipping in, Eric Winters, and our co-host John Rodenberg and Andres Gisbert and Alex Quirin and Alan and
Alex Quirk, he's coming next week.
Yeah, and so that's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be an interesting next few weeks. It's playoff time already. I can't believe how fast the season went, huh?
It's coming to crunch time, Vic, and I think we're seeing a lot of the best teams shine at the right moment or crashing at the wrong moment. We'll see. Up in the air, maybe the Giants. I think the Giants should go to the playoffs. In my opinion.
I know you're a Dolphin fan, but you gotta admit, giving up 400 points, 400 yards,
400 yards. It felt like 400 points
and
too.
400 yards and 17 points in one quarter.
And we're gonna go up against a harder defense with the Jets. That doesn't get any easier.
And the Jets are coming off a win.
A win. They're pumped. Zach Wilson's pumped.
Yeah,
it's not good.
He played great. I mean,
Salah.
And they always played the Dolphins were tough. You understand?
I know it's a whole divisional round game, but it's probably be close. Like whoever's gonna win is gonna win by one score line.
You think?
Easily. Yeah, either by a field goal or by a TD.
I think if you ask the Dolphin fans that, they'll probably say they'll blow them out by 70.
Like Paul Ferguson.
Yeah, the Giants got the Saints, which is a possible win. The Rams could be a possible win, right? But they got the Eagles twice, and I think the Eagles is just
and the Cowboys too.
They don't know. No, they're done. They're done with the Cowboys. The Cowboys beat up on them.
Yeah, it's tough.
The Cowboys put up 40, and then 80. They put up 89 points on the Giants. So we'll see what happens. All right, my friend. Don't forget, you can subscribe to our channel. Subscribe on all your YouTube channels. Don't forget, we have an affiliate link to Gravy Stack. I'm big into financial education to the young, to the youth, and to corporate business owners, but particularly the youth. This is good. It's a free app, and then there's a paid app to help you teach your kids how to save more money, how to invest their money, how to share their money. It's based on Christian principles. It's a really good app. Check it out. It'll be, have a very our educational system as it relates to finances is really bad in this country. I think we got to make a change. Mr. Santiago, thank you as always, and we will talk soon.